Hello guys, welcome back to a new video. So in this video I will show you how to basically check the behavior of the configuration register on this particular switch. This is a Cisco 4948E, and my customer sent me the unit to upgrade the operating system. He wants a iOS enterprise version on the unit. The unit doesn't boot, and maybe it's because the configuration register parameter are not set properly, and that will happen sometime when the unit doesn't boot. You need to know how to change the behavior of the boot process. So in this case I will show you how to do that. Excuse me. So basically excuse me. So basically we have this switch right here. It doesn't boot. So the only way to know if the operating system is in there is just execute dir boot flash, in order to see if there is an operating system on boot flash. Sometimes maybe there is no operating system in there. So the only way is to recover or transfer the image from Armon. So you need to apply some IP parameters on the and into the Armon, set the IP address, set netmask, set server IP, set gateway IP. I have videos on my channel who explain how to perform that. But in this case, I want to check if there is an image or iOS on boot flash. So, dear boot flash, and there we go. There is an image right here. So we can try to boot from this one right here. Copy, boot, boot, flash. Before try to boot that, let me show you something a little quick right here. The configuration register behavior. How the basically why is very essential to know that in order to boot the unit properly. Look at that configuration register. You can change the behavior from here with this command. For example, this is basically the configuration right now, the current configuration, which is load ROM after netboot fails. So the first option is a boot from a remote location with IP parameters on Armon. The console baud rate speed 9600, that's fine. The auto boot is disabled, so the unit doesn't boot. It doesn't. It will come back to Armon based on this configuration right here. But you can change that behavior. How you want to change the configuration? Yes. Diagnostic mode, no, 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 no. Ignore, yes. Change baud rate, no. Boot characteristics, yes. Why? Because you need to change the behavior. So right now, auto boot is disabled, meaning that the configuration is set at this with this parameter right here, 0, which disable auto boot. It doesn't boot the unit. The other option is boot for first fly from internal flash device. So this one right here. So this applies to us because we already have operating system in boot flash, right? And the other one is the command specified into the boot variable. So look at that. Let's select the option number 1. Option number 1, enter. This change, the parameters, and then it asks you if you want to set the configuration. Of course, yes. So if I reset the unit based on these changes, the unit have to boot for sure. The other option to boot is boot manually, right? Boot, boot, flash, and the operating system name. There we go, like that. So you press enter, the unit boot. But since we changed the configuration register, let's see if the unit boot with no parameters. Just reset and see what happens. Reset. This will take about a couple minutes, in order to unit to boot. And then we change the behavior of the configuration register. So based on that, it will boot from the first. Look at that, auto booting using the first file from boot flash. So we don't need to execute manually the command. You can do that if you want to, but since you can change the behavior from Armon, you can execute that for sure. So let's wait until the unit complete reboot, and after that we are copy the operating system from a TFTP server and we need to assign, some basic VLAN parameters, because since there is not a USB port on this particular unit, the only way to transfer the operating system is from the network. So let's wait until the process is complete. So the unit basically just complete boot. So we need to go and see here, show version. There. So basically, boot from here because we specify into the configuration register to boot from the first operating system on boot flash. So that boot from there. So now we need to copy the operating system that my customer wants. So we need to go and assign a few just a VLAN basic parameters. Configuration terminal, interface, VLAN 1, IP address 192.168.0.178, the mask 255.255.255.0, enter, not shut down, exit. Now we need to define, which interface belong to the VLAN 1. So you can type interface, you can type a range gigabit Ethernet 1/1 to 10. All the interface below 1 to 10 belong to the VLAN 1 in this case, right? So right here we need to specify what type of interface that, it's a switch port or it's a trunk, but in this case it will be a switch port. So switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 1, not shut down. So now another important parameter is this one right here, IP TFTP source which interface. So we define only VLAN 1, right? VLAN 1 right there. So now we can copy the operating system from TFTP to boot flash. Copy TFTP to boot flash. The remote host of my TFTP server 192.168.0.102 and the file name, which is this one right here. Paste. That one right there. My customer wants enterprise iOS, so that one right there. Enter. So that this will copy the operating system from the TFTP server, and this will take maybe a couple minutes. Just wait. So the process is in progress right now. So let's wait until the process is complete. So basically, the copy process is complete. So let's double check that there. There we go. So do you remember that we already changed the behavior of the configuration register to boot from the first booting flash, which is this one right here. So what happened? We need to tell the switch to boot from this one right here. So I can do two different things. I can erase the first operating system, and the only operating system will be the second one. So that's fine. That will boot the system, but I will specify a boot variable in order to tell the switch for which image to boot. So let's go into the configuration mode, boot system, boot flash, and the operating system name. Paste. Enter. Exit. You can copy running config, startup config, or only write mem. There we go. So show boot bar. There we go. So we specified that one right here. So what's next? What's next is to go into the Armon, cancel the boot process, go into the Armon, right? And then from there change the behavior of the boot process. So initially we set the bit for the first iOS on the flash. Now we need to change to the other option, which is this one right here. Reload. Confirm. Control C here, Control C, you know, and then uh, we need to go to configuration registers, conf reg, enter. Look at that. Look at that. You know, boot auto boot the first file from internal flash. So you want to change the configuration? Yes. No. 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 Ignore system configuration. No. In this case, because I already set some parameters in there. Should baud rate? No. Change boot characteristics? Yes, of course. And here I select the option number 2. Right? The option number 2, command specify into the boot environment variable, which is that one that we just set right here, right there. See? This one right here. So enter, save the configuration, yes, and reset. So that's how did you change the behavior of the boot process on a switch, on a Cisco switch or router. There is some parameters in there. For example, config register 0x 1202, which basically tells the switch to boot from factory default. Or there is another one which is config.register 0x 2142, which basically erase the password. So basically this is how did you change that particular behavior on switch or router on the Cisco platform. So let's go, let's wait until the boot process is complete. So guys, the unit complete boot. So let's just check and verify the enterprise version is running. Show version. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. So show model, a basic diagnostic command. Show inventory. Only one power supply. This unit support 2 powers. And show environment all. Show environment. So basically, there's only one power supply on the unit right now, but it's running, the operating system that my customer wants. So that is how do you change the behavior of the configuration register on the switch on the router. This applies our router also. So, well, that will be everything for today, guys, and thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And if you like the video, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and share with your friends and coworkers. And thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I see you in the next video. Have a good night. Thank you.